Is it time for Mike Tomlin to go?
You're good.
All right, man. Not a lot to say. Tip our caps to those guys. They played today and won and did the things that was required in a big game like this, and we didn't. To be quite honest with you, we didn't play nearly well enough in any of the phases, and significantly, I thought that we got beat up front on both sides of the ball, and they won the line of scrimmage. And when you win the line of scrimmage, the game has a chance to look like that. So we got a lot of work in front of us. We make no excuses, man. We seek no comfort. It is what it is, man. We stunk it up today. On an injury note, Robert Spillane had a knee injury is being evaluated. Fryermuth got hit in the head. I think he's being evaluated for concussion. They're late. The rest of it, bumps and bruises associated with play. Questions?
Can we expect to see change on either side of the ball when it comes to the lines?
You know, we're open to doing whatever's required to change, what's trending. And so you may certainly see changes.
Mike, how alarming is it to you? Your defense has given up so many points in the last two games.
It's alarming. It is. We're not trying to play it cool by any stretch. We don't play football like that, but we have been the last couple of weeks. And so, some adjustments need to be made.
Mike, you put some emphasis on this game. You said it was a big game. Are you surprised that your team responded in the way it did?
Certainly.
Like, what goes into leaving like guys like Watt and Hayward in almost the whole game, Ben the whole game when the fight was over?
We need to work. We weren't playing well enough.
Anyone else?
Mike, why didn't the Bucks play, and what did you see from the guys that replaced them?
We decided to go with Cam Hayward at nose to solidify us a little bit more in the interior portions of our defense. But a lot of the game was played in sub, and so that discussion was somewhat irrelevant.
Anyone else?
Mike, how do you take, obviously, what you did today and move forward while at the same time knowing what you have next week?
We look at the tape. We make corrections. We make necessary adjustments like we always do. How this game unfolded really has no bearing on the process for us in terms of transitioning from one week to another.
Like it seemed like the runs, the division of labor was spread a little bit more evenly in running backs. What was kind of the reasoning behind that?
We were trying to get something going, We were down by so much. We were working at pace, and, that requires people.
Mike, when you lose a line of scrimmage, is that an effort? What do you attribute that to?
You can attribute to whatever you want to attribute it to, but the bottom line, it was done, They won that mono component of play much too often.
Thank you for coming back to the channel, Josie Sports Nation, and I want to give respect to all my Josie outlaws who not afraid to go against the social norms and the norms of the way people think in sports. And I appreciate you. Yes. What I want to talk about today is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They played the Cincinnati Bengals today and got destroyed by the Bengals.
You can't make this shit up.
I don't know.
You can't make this shit up.
And yes, they got destroyed since day one of the game. First quarter, they were down 3-10, and then the second quarter, Cincinnati just destroyed them with 21 straight points. And this has been the theme, in my opinion, with the defense. The defense can't stop anybody. When they played against the San Diego Chargers, they could not stop the run at all. We had our opportunities to win the game, but we didn't. We played bad against Detroit and end up tying them with the teams that we should be beating. So that says a sign. And the thing is, you can't learn from winning. You have to learn from losing. But this just been the theme for the last couple years with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so Ben Roethlisberger, he threw for 24 for 41 with 263 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. In the past, what I've noticed that Claypool and a lot of the receivers are dropping passes, not just because they're overthrown or underthrown, they're just dropping balls. And they're running Najee Harris out like crazy, but this game they didn't even run that much because they were so far behind. There were 8 carries for 23 yards, 2.9 on the average per carry for Najee Harris. Now, Claypool had a couple big catches. I don't know how many times he was targeted, but he went 3 catches for 82 yards. Deontay Johnson, which is an up-and-coming star, he had 9 catches for 95 yards, averaging 10 yards per catch. Now, the defense, they can't stop anybody. They've just been trash this whole year, in my opinion. Now, TJ Watt's played. He didn't do as well, but he's been hurt lately, and he's just the only bright spot. The defense, the linebackers are not good, the middle linebackers, and the defensive line is not pushing anybody through. So it's just a really bad situation for the Steelers. In my opinion, maybe they should take Ben Roethlisberger out, which I am a fan of Ben Roethlisberger since day one. And maybe they should tank the rest of the games to get a receiver and get a quarterback. They definitely need a quarterback in this draft. I think it's a decent draft for a quarterback. I know the quarterback from Pittsburgh is available. The one from Nevada. There's a few decent ones, but maybe this is time to try to tank the rest of the season and forget about this season because it's over. Even if we make a run and get to the playoffs, maybe in the wild card, which is possible because I believe 3 teams from the AFC North is going to make it, but maybe we shouldn't be one of them because Cincinnati, the Bengals, and Cleveland always been like a little brother of ours. We used to usually beat them, and for them to get embarrassed like this is not a good look. We're keeping the defense on the field, and the defense can't stop anybody. Special teams was horrible. Now, my opinion, I think the coach is just too comfortable. I think he's too comfortable because it's his fault the Steelers are losing like this. Why is the defense this bad when you're a defensive coach? I can understand the offense, right? You know, you're not an offensive guy. You got to hire somebody for that. But defense, that's your thing. When you was the Buccaneers, you was on the defense, right? This is your team now. Like when you had all that success, Tomlin, you had that success with Bill Cowher's players. So you just inserted yourself in there, which is fine. And you had a successful career. But now these is your players. You're the one trying to be friends with these guys. We saw it with Bell when Bell was here and he was able to rap and do all this stuff on social media and you allowed it to happen. And then when Antonio Brown embarrassed you when we were playing New England and you allowed him to tape and record the conversations going on in the locker room. So it's your fault. And also you knew you never drafted a good quarterback since you've been with the Steelers. Never. Right? And you know this guy is getting older, Ben Roethlisberger. I'm not going to put any blame on him because he is the reason why we got 2 Super Bowls and we got a chance to witness that on our lifetime, you know, for the Generation X. Because, you know, if you go to Pittsburgh, all people talk about is the 70s Steelers, and here we go, Steelers, here we go, Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl, all that stuff. But we was able to witness a great team go to 3 Super Bowls. So maybe we as Steeler fans are spoiled. However, I would say this. You should have been looking for a quarterback and preparing for this moment of the day. He is almost 40 years old. And you plan him till the wheels fall off and not having anybody to back him up. When you went 11-0 last year, he got burnt out because he got to throw the ball every play because you didn't have a running back. People don't talk about that. We didn't have any running game. So when you get to the playoffs, okay, you're predictable. Anybody knows that all we got to do is play dime defense, play zone, because all you're going to do is throw it, and a couple times we can blitz you. It's easy to predict that, you know. You're not replacing these guys effectively. So now, because I know for a fact from the Steelers, if you look at in history, we only had, 3 good quarterbacks. Everything else was based off of the running game in the line, in the defense. We're Blitzburg. So the defense won games for us. Terry Bradshaw, people thought he was not that good. They thought he was trash. So bad where Terry Bradshaw didn't want to go back to Pittsburgh after his career because people didn't like him. He didn't play as well. Look at his numbers. He wasn't that good. He just played good in the great moments, but as far as like the consistency, he wasn't that good of a quarterback. And then Chuck Noll waited and didn't replace him. And I guess he thought Mark Malone was the guy. In the 80s, they sucked. So much to when all those 70 players retired and got old in like 84. The rest of Chuck Noll's career, he didn't even make the playoffs except for like 88, 89 when they played against the Houston Oilers. And then we get Bill Cowher. And he didn't have a good quarterback. The closest thing we had was Neil O'Donnell. And we all know what happened with that. So we went through Bill, Bobby Brister, Mike Tomzak, all these underachievers. Cordell Stewart, which couldn't throw, couldn't read passes, and couldn't read defenses and different things like that. So put respect on Ben Roethlisberger's name. It's not his fault. It is Mike Tomlin's fault for not preparing for the future. And now we got to watch this crap on TV. Now, tell me what you think about this video. What do you think about the Steelers losing in this fashion and just being trash? If you haven't already, or if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, also hit that notification bell so you can see when my videos are coming out. And I'll see you on the next video.